Hey Chuck, I'm really glad we had a chance to talk, and I got thinking about it and really want to present to you a little bit that we didn't get a chance to talk about. Um, uh, my goal here, we're doing what we're doing, and you're doing what you're doing, but I think you'd be really excited, really excited if you could learn a little bit more about what's going on here and think about helping and being a part of some of this. When we talked about the 100 back in Colorado, I think what we're doing here is way bigger than anyone on that list. I mean, it's just stupid to say that, but it's about our system being terminal, cannot work, and how do we make it work? And is there a way to tweak things so that we can make it work? And I believe there is, and I thought I took the issue that you brought up when I asked you what is fundamentally the most important issue that we face. It's kind of my favorite question. And you said the distribution of wealth, basically, what I call the L curve, capital L curve distribution of wealth. Because that's part of our system, and it's destroying any hope of democracy. And then you mentioned the concern about people, so many people are incompetent, really can't think that well, and I think that's a valid concern. And I think it's another concern of yours that you are competent and you are making contributions and philanthropic contributions and political contributions, and so you're making a difference in that way, and you don't want any government mandated redistribution of wealth, naturally. And so I guess the question is there some way out that's different than the normal solutions, the wealth tax, the income tax levels, the inheritance tax, the government programs? Okay, those are kind of the normal solutions that operate in the political realm. Is there something outside of that? Is there some breakthrough out of that? And that's what I want to share with you. Yes, there is. Originally, of course, when I wrote my book 20 years ago, I thought it required a constitutional amendment, and that's not true. So, is there some solution, breakthrough that surmounts all the concerns that we can really do? And yeah, all right. So I wanted to share with you. That it's really, who's can do this? I think just us, just a few of us. There's a few of us that get it, that understand what's possible and how to do it. And maybe, I don't know, $3 million, something like that. And some media support, and we can just proceed. And I think at some point we're going to get, it's all going to happen, because it's already happening at the national level in Austria. They just awarded 800,000 euros to do a one-time wisdom council on climate change for the nation there. So, and they awarded it to a group of consultants that have all been to my seminar. So it's going to happen. But I would like to rope you into this somehow, have you be a part of it too. Okay, so what's really missing in our society is that there's no collective intelligence, there's no conversation, there's no thinking to generate collective intelligence. There's lots of thinking around individual intelligence, and our system kind of is set up to have this political struggle, this power struggle, to see what collective decisions we make. And that usually means policy of some kind. Whoa, that's not much thinking there. There has to be collective thinking where we use the values and talents and capabilities of everybody, and we come up with answers that work for everybody, win-win answers. Can we facilitate that? And what would be the impact of that on this issue and also every issue? Climate change, poverty, all of it. So I wanted to so the idea is that this is not a top-down thing, and it's not a bottom-up thing. It's a facilitative thing. In other words, we assume the role of facilitator, and we structure things so that the system can think and transform itself. And so that's the separate option. And with regard to the issue you brought up, the distribution of wealth, step one is people look at that issue in the small, randomly selected group, but they're facilitated to be able to think at a high level. I call it choice creating, where they breakthrough results are natural and likely. And so there is a way that they can come, and it's all of us. The Wisdom Council speaks, but they just come and they meet for a couple days, and boom, they speak, they're gone. The real thinking, and the point of them, is to create a thinking process, a new thinking process in the nation, so that we all now are realizing, oh, there's a public will, or there's a public interest, and there's a public sense of what all of us want, and a shared sense of truth, which is like overcoming the media silos. And then how do we, it's about coming to a specific answer around that issue, and then the process of thinking is this we the people process. So there's actually changing the whole dynamic of how we consider wealth. So, if we're in a game, obviously, if you have more points than everybody else, that's what you want, and you're doing well. But and that's the old system, the game system. But if we're in a community, like a Thanksgiving dinner, it's embarrassing to take all the mashed potatoes, or whatever. It's like, no, you're not going to do that. You're thinking of the whole system at the same time. We have to make that transition from the game system to that community system, that whole system, awareness and consciousness, and that individual contribution, and where we're seeking some kind of unified perspective. So that's what it's about, and the benefits actually of this go on, but it's really about changing the system as well as solving the problems, in the impossible seeming problems. And so I'm hoping you look at the wisedemocracy.org website, and that you'll get excited, and you and I can talk some more and do something fun. I don't know what it is, but I know you're connected to people that I'd love to be talking to. And one idea we've been having is to have a gathering here in Port Townsend it doesn't need to be here, but that we invite people. So maybe you and I we can think about that too, as a strategy, something that you might, when you come to visit the Bothels, So, okay. Anyway, I think one thought I want to leave you with is that I can't find any risk to this. There's really no risk. We randomly select people, they give a speech, they go away. We randomly select another group, they give a speech, they go away. So the actual risk doesn't exist. We still have the same system, we have everything the same. It just that once we start thinking, we probably will make changes. But it'll be all of us. It'll be a new conversation. And that conversation has to happen. It's not an option. We have to start thinking. We're on the Titanic headed for icebergs. Can't just be on the deck taking care of the poor and having the better artworks and such. We have to get up there and re-steer this thing. We have to steer it in a different direction. Okay. I hope I didn't go too long. See ya.